Now, I promised myself when I got a coffee machine that I wouldn't become that person whose coffee machine becomes their entire personality, but I'm finding it really hard. Honestly, I'm obsessed with that thing. Like, I don't buy coffee anywhere else anymore. And in my advent bag, my mum got me the little mini Emma Bridgewater mug. My Vlogmas mugs are Emma Bridgewater. And this is like the mini one. And I've seen these so many times and I've almost got them for the kids, but I'm like, I'm not spending that much money on a mug for the kids. It's ridiculous. Like, I can justify it for myself as a Christmas treat, but so now I got the mini one, which is perfect because I don't always want a huge coffee, especially my second coffee of the day. This is my first, and I like it to be like a little bit stronger and more intense. So this is a perfect size, and I absolutely smashed the milk. Oh, that's perfection. Oh, I've really cracked it. Anyway, happy Vlogmas Day 2. It's the 2nd of December, and I'm feeling good. I was feeling lovely yesterday, but I definitely felt by the end of the day a little bit like, oh, it's been an intense few days, to the point where last night I didn't even knit. Not a single stitch. I just sat on the sofa with Mr. B, looked at my phone for a bit. We watched the last episode of Stranger Things, which was brilliant. I'm like, yes, come on, sorcerer. And then just went to bed really early. And honestly, it was very, very much needed. And I've woken up today excited for my day, looking forward to just like getting a load of stuff done. I've got quite a bit of work admin to do today, and that's going to be the first thing I do after this, because personally for me, if I'm like, well, I'll do the work this afternoon, it ain't going to happen. I have to do my work blocks first thing in the morning. I'd normally be down there right now. I literally walk in through the front door, get myself a coffee, go down and start working. That's the best way I found for me personally. But this, you know, this is technically also work because it's Vlogmas. But also the sun is about to come around the corner, and it's so tricky to film at this time of year with the light being self-facing and how bright it is. So I thought I would do this little bit first, have a little chat with you, say good morning, do some advents, show you them in the daylight, because when I edited last night I was like, oh yeah, oh, I haven't got my other one, I'll go and get it, one sec. Limpy. For those of you who might be new around here, I hurt my foot a few weeks ago, and I have to do some cute little limps every now and then. So yes, this is the Lay Family one that I opened yesterday. You can actually see the colour now. Isn't it gorge? A lovely festive pink, but I just love that pop of red, like the pink and red together. So gorge. I'm looking forward to casting these on. And also last night, after I'd finished talking to you guys, my pink yarn arrived to go with my James Makes Yarn advent calendar. Isn't it just insane? It's like the brightest, most beautiful pink. It's incredible. But I do only have 2 skeins of it. This yarn is like constantly made by Folkestone Harbour Yarn, but obviously dye lots and everything. So what I've decided to do, whichever pattern I go for, I'm probably going to do like the thick stripe in the advent yarn. I was thinking about doing like equal stripes and using each advent yarn twice, but I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna do a chunky chevron wave, whatever I end up doing, and then like a little thin pink one, so it's just like a small little break in between, and that should help the yarn last longer. I don't know if I'm gonna do a border or not, we'll see how I feel, but yes, I'm very, very pleased to have this. I've had this before. I used this in my pom pom shawl, which was also James Makes Yarn, along with Folkestone Harbour. It's just a classic combination. Here's number 1 again, just very quickly. Honestly, it's just giving fairy lights, isn't it? It's giving retro fairy lights. I love it. But let's do number 2. Wow, OMG. He does not hold back, does he, our James? Oh, it's in creds. That's giving Sauber, if you know, you know. Isn't that so fun? I'm so excited. So effectively, the first bit of our blanket will be like boop, de boop, de boop. It's going to be wild. It's going to be incredible. I'm very excited. Can you tell? That's number 1. I've lost it. How have I lost a whole paper? Where's it gone? I've lost my mind. What the? I don't understand. It's right in front of me. It's because I was looking for a blue one, not a pink one. Okay. Yesterday's episode was only 30 minutes. Are you proud of me? Normally it's like 40, 50 on the first day, but I feel like I really reined it in. I also think the fact that I've been weekly vlogging now for like 6 months, it's really kind of helped me hone my vlogging skills. Anyway, we're going to talk about what I'm knitting on this December. Not everything I'm knitting on, because I will most likely cast on something random at some point and the plans will change, and I make all these grand plans for everything I'm going to do and they rarely come to life. But there are things that I'm currently working on and I've got a very solid plan for the next week. I'm not going to go beyond that week because who knows what's going to happen. I've noticed watching back my old vlogs, my old Vlogmases, I do quite a lot of, this is everything that's going to happen. And then the things tend not to happen. And I also do a lot of like, I'll do some B-roll of like what's going on, and then I'll sit and talk about the thing that's going on, or I'll talk about the thing that's going to happen and then B-roll it. And I want this Vlogmas to be a little bit more like in the moment. So I'm trying really, really hard not to like get ahead of myself in that kind of thing. I've also planned a lot less this year. We have got some fun things going on, but I've not gone absolutely mad because in past years I've overwhelmed myself. But the main project of Vlogmas 2025 with me, Laura Penrose of Penrose Knits, is a jumper, more accurately a cardigan for Mr. Penrose. For those of you that were with me for 2022, you'll know what risky business this is. Oh, in 2022, I attempted to make the Big Love cardigan for Mr. Penrose, and it was an absolute disaster and had quite a strong effect on my mood that month. And I told myself I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to try and make him a garment in December. It's just too much stress. But this year, he has come to me and asked for a very specific thing. To be fair, he wears his Big Love cardigan all the time. It was worth the stress. I didn't finish it until July in the end. I had to do a whole other vlogging series just to motivate myself to get it done. But I made a lot of silly mistakes that year. I started it way too late. I didn't fully think through the project. I didn't check the sizing. I didn't follow my instincts. There was a lot of denial going on. So this year things are going to be very, very different. He came up to me and he said, Mrs. Penrose, I really, really want a light, plain, purple V-neck cardigan. That's what I want. That's what I would like. If you ever want to knit me something again, that's what I would like. And I was just like, oh Jesus, you know, you want lightweight, you want cardigan, there's gonna be a lot of purling. Oh, I don't know about that, love. But in my mind, I was like, okay, we've got to get the patterns, what we're gonna do. So I have already started the cardigan. I've made good progress with it. I spent a long time making sure I'd chosen the right yarn, multiple gauge swatches, measuring all his other stuff, reading through the pattern. There may well still be setbacks, but we are on track. I also, I did a video about the things I would like to gift knit this year, including Mr. Penrose's cardigan, and asked for pattern suggestions. And I got so many amazing pattern suggestions. That bundle is still live on Ravelry, my gift knitting bundle. So if you're still looking for some inspo for things to knit for people this year, check out the bundle. I'll link it below. But I went for, in the end, Risky, a designer I've never knit from before, but have heard of and have seen the work of. I am knitting the Paul cardigan, ding, by Morka Knits. And Morka Knit, I don't know. And so far I am extremely, extremely impressed. Like, first of all, the formatting of this pattern is so unbelievably beautiful. It's really encouraging me to do the great big rebrand and redesign that I've been meaning to do this year and have just never gotten around to. It's so gorgeous. I'm really enjoying the way the pattern is written. It's one of those where it's got everything you need but not too much information, which is perfect for me. I really like the way it's written out. It's ADHD friendly and I just love it. I'm really, really impressed so far. And I'm also absolutely loving working on it. I started it a week or two ago and I've just been working on it. Obviously, I want to try and keep it a secret from Mr. P. And mainly because, like last time I could get away with working on it in front of him because he didn't know I was making him something, and he never really questions what I'm knitting on when I'm knitting on things. But now if he sees me working on something big and purple, he's going to know. So my plan for this week is to work on Mr. Penrose's cardigan in the day. It'll be my editing knitting, just my kind of general day-to-day knitting. And then in the evening, I'll be working on something different. But it's really tricky to show you, but here is where we are so far. The yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners BFL fleece. One of my, I think this may well be my yarn of the year. I've only recently discovered it. I used it for one of my designs that's in the process at the moment called the Ribbling Sweater, and it's just so beautiful. If you want to take that step away from merino into something slightly woollier, but isn't like, OMG, I want to scratch my whole body when I put this on, this yarn, it is so soft. It is lovely. I can wear it next to skin, but it hasn't got that kind of necessarily that shiny smoothness that a lot of merino has. It's still got a bit of texture to it. It's in a dark colour, so it's tricky to show you, but you can see just how gorgeous and smooth and beautiful my stitches are. I have blocked what I've done so far. So this cardigan, the main reason I went for it in the end is, one, because I thought it would work on a male body. Two, it was drop shoulder, and I wanted drop shoulder because one of the things that you really have to think about when you're doing a pattern that's not written for a male body, is bicep circumference. And with the drop shoulder, you can very, very easily edit that. When you've got a set-in sleeve or a raglan, it becomes a lot more complicated. And one of the lessons I learned from past years is to pay attention to that area. So it's oversized, it's drop shoulder. I've gone for a little bit more positive ease on this one than I did for the Big Love cardigan, but the Big Love cardigan is open. This is going to be closed, so I wanted to make sure there's plenty of room for Mr. Penrose. He's quite a triangle. He's got very broad shoulders, he's got big biceps and a big chest, and he's got a very small waist, so he's like an upside down triangle. So I need to make sure there's plenty of room. I may or may not do some waist shaping. I don't know if that's a good idea. I probably won't, because I don't want to tempt fate. But we'll see about that. I need to have a little look at his other cardigans and things. But the thing that really drew this to me, I will get to the point, I promise, is the construction of it, because it's not just a plain drop shoulder. It's been the most fun and interesting shoulder construction I've done in a really long time, and I've learnt things and I've enjoyed every step of the process. So you basically start with a panel that knits sideways across the back. You start at the centre and you work one panel that way and you work one panel that way, and then you join them in the middle. The pattern suggests a 3-needle bind off, but I grafted mine, so I sewed it shut, so there isn't a seam. You can see that you absolutely cannot tell where I've joined those two pieces together. The seam is right here. And it just means you don't have a seam at the back here. And that probably wouldn't annoy Mr. P, but I just like, if I can graft it, I would always rather graft than a 3-needle bind off. I probably would still do 3-needle bind off on the shoulders because that's where the weight of the garment hangs. But there's no, this part here at the back, it's not particularly structural. So it can take just being seamed rather than 3-needle binded off. And then you pick up the stitches all the way along your back piece, and you work the back piece down from the top of the shoulders to the bottom of the armhole with a beautiful section of short row shaping. I love short rows. They make me so happy. I just love short rows so much. I'm always happy to see them. And then, like a more traditional drop shoulder, you pick up the front section, pick up the other front section, and this has short rows in it as well. I'm on a bit of an awkward needle. I'm on an awkward stitch holder at the moment, so I would normally, can I pop it on to show you? That would be helpful. I need a needle. I need a needle. How am I surrounded by yarn but no needles? That'll do. Pair of scissors. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm wearing a massive jumper, so this isn't going to work. Have you noticed I'm in my pink era? Okay, so I don't know how much better this is actually going to be. But hopefully you can see there's actually neck shaping on the back. It's not like straight across the back, it's got a curve to it. And so this back section that runs across like the back, it also goes over the shoulder. It's so nice. It's so beautiful. I love it. And then you pick up here at the front and you get a little nice moment of short rows again. You get some short rows here like this, and then you're increasing across the V-neck. And it's drop shoulder, but there is underarm shaping, which is always lovely. And so you can see my armhole is nice and deep. There's plenty of room for Mr. Penrose's guns in there. So I am at the point now where I just need to pick up here and do the short rows and the shaping. And once I've joined at the underarm, I've got a nice big long body of stockinette. Yes, it's worked flat, but I have come to realise that I can purl without looking now really easily, and my purling speed is pretty much the same as my knit speed, and so it doesn't really feel that different to stockinette to me until I then actually do some like stockinette in the round. And then I'm like, whoa, this is fast. But I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm hoping to get this panel on the go today, because the kids have got swimming tonight and I get a good amount of knitting time at swimming. But once I've got past all this bits, it's pretty much plain sailing. Another beautiful feature of this cardigan is around the collar is 2x2 rib, and then down the front is double knit. So you don't have a huge amount of double knit, and I've just never seen that before. I just thought it was really interesting. It's one of those, it looks very plain, it looks very simple, but it's just full of these beautiful little design moments. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm really, really enjoying it, as if you couldn't tell. So I'm a bit chilly now. I'm a wee bit chilly. So all please send me your thoughts and prayers that I will survive this year's Mr. Penrose sweater. And so my other project that I'm working on this week in the evenings when Mr. Penrose is around is I am making basically a load of December bows, but pattern hacked for legal reasons and time reasons. Obviously you saw that I made my sister a December bow, and oh, so cute and lovely. But it did take a reasonable amount of time, and my mum is doing a charity craft sale thing for my grandma's care home. We did it last year and it was so fun, and we raised so much money. I'm not able to go this year, which is making me sad because it was so much fun, but I'm obviously contributing. My sister's been making these little crochet mice. They're so adorable. My mum has been sewing like a crazy woman for weeks to fill this stall with beautiful things. And so my contribution to these bows, now you can't resell pattern things made with petite knit patterns for commercial gains. That's kind of industry standard. My patterns say that as well because it's my intellectual property, even the made thing. But when it comes to like charity, like if someone messaged me saying, oh, I've made a couple of Maxine hot water bottles and I'd like to sell them for charity, is that okay? I'm going to say yeah. If someone's like made a jumper with my pattern and is de-stashing it on Vinted, fine. It's a funny old line, but just to make sure that we're safe, I have basically rewritten the pattern to be completely different from the original pattern. So it's a different gauge, it's a different needle size, it's a different stitch count, it's a different increase rate, they're a completely different size. So for all intents and purposes, though they look like December bows, technically they're not. So this was the first one I did, and it's still quite big, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, this is a 4mm needle, and I went up to, I can't remember how many stitches, I think I went up to 20 stitches on this one. And lovely, beautiful, but still quite big. Now I think, knowing the crowd that comes to these will be attractive to children and for parents buying them for children. So I wanted to make them smaller and lighter, so they were more appropriate for kids' hair. So my second one was this lovely blue one that I was wearing yesterday, and I got a little bit closer with this one, but I blocked this one and it went a little floppy. And then I ended up with this one, which is got a hair on it and is perfect. So this is on 4.5mm needles. It's a fingering weight and a mohair, and I didn't block it, so it's still kind of got that like rigidity to it. But it's only like 18 stitches across the whole thing, and I knit it to a much shorter length than the original one, and I can do these in under 3 hours, which makes it perfect for evening knitting. And then we've got a little navy one as well, because I thought if kids are going to have, these are going to be for kids, school uniform colours are a really good idea, and in the UK you tend to get blue, navy, red, green, although purple is now a thing apparently. But I also wanted to keep it festive, so I want to do a green one. I just need to wind up some yarn because I've got some glittery green sock yarn that I think would be perfect. It'd be so cute. So I'm going to do a green one, and then I'm probably going to try and do another one of each colour. So yeah, my aim is 10, 2 of each colour, and I've got until Friday. I better get knitting. But with all that said, I've now been talking for 26 minutes, which is basically the length of an entire Vlogmas video. We had to do it. We had to do the catch up of all the things. So enjoy this little miniature podcast. And I am now going to go and do the things that I'm avoiding by sitting here talking to you. And I'm going to go and do the work and email my grader. And what else do I need to do? Oh, I got an email from my accountant. I got the dreaded email. Laura, it's time. You need to send me your accounts. I have a friend who lives in the village who also has a small business and hates the admin days, and we've agreed that we're going to do admin days together. There's a beautiful local pub that she goes to and just sits there with her laptop all day, and I'm like, I need to come with you, I need to focus. And she's like, oh, but won't we spend the whole time chatting? And I'm like, maybe, but we might get some admin done. Who knows? So hopefully we'll do that soon. I need to text her actually and find out when she's next having an admin day. But that's enough yarn chat. Let's crack on with the day. I do not normally work in a kitchen, but the office is such a mess that I know I will spend more time tidying it up than I will do actually working, and I'll just distract myself with it. Fruit spice tea blend. Oh, I don't like fruit teas. Might swerve that one. Stop being a big baby, Laura. Have the fruit tea. Just gonna make myself a cup of tea. And I realised I forgot to wipe my willy. I was a trained barista. I used to run a pub and obviously did all like coffee and everything, and we developed a little saying like, don't forget to wipe your willy, when people wouldn't clean the steaming wand properly after they'd used it. And I did it, I forgot to wipe my willy. Oh, I haven't changed my laptop background to a Christmassy one. No, don't get distracted. Oh my goodness. We'll do that later. That can be our reward for answering all our emails. We'll just ignore the one from the accountant for another day or two. Good afternoon, guys. I've made it to a place that I have not been in a long time. I'm at the gym. Eek. Can you tell I'm a little nervous? Although, what a beautiful sky. Oh, so gorgeous. I'm sorry, but nothing beats a winter sky. A good winter sky. Anyway, yes, I've just arrived at the gym, so we will chat when we're inside and it's not cold. Sorry for the forward facing camera. I didn't want to carry my actual camera all the way here because I'm going straight from here to picking up the kids, which is something I used to do all the time and was like really useful because I'll walk here, it takes me 10 minutes, gets me going, warms me up. I can have the full hour in here and then walk to pick the kids up at 3:15. Now, why have I not been here in such a long time? Multiple reasons. This year for me, like fitness and health-wise, has been, so up and down. The first 6 months I was in a brilliant place. I was exercising regularly, loving it, feeling really good, not being triggered by it. It was having such a massive effect on my well-being, like regular exercise for me, it just regulates me in a way I didn't realise how effective it was until it was taken away from me again. It helps regulate my sleep, it regulates my mood, it regulates the way I feel about myself, not because my body looks any different from the exercise. Like, I can look at videos of myself from February and now and see that there isn't any difference in how I look. It just makes me feel better about myself, like internally and externally, even though externally nothing's really changing that much. And it makes me eat better, more regularly, more balanced. And it's just good. It's just really, really important for me. Like, obviously I'll encourage everyone to exercise, but I can only speak on behalf of myself. But particularly in terms of my ADHD management, regular exercise is huge. And I think it's one of the reasons I don't currently need medication for my ADHD. One, because I'm in control of my own life. I work for myself. I've got a very flexible lifestyle, but also the fact that I can exercise 4 times a week is a huge part of that. And then in July, I had a Graves' disease relapse. And I basically, just won't go into the details of that, but it basically zaps all my energy. I couldn't exercise for a long time. And then I was basically bouncing back and forth between doing a bit of exercise, not doing exercise. It was a school holiday, so, you know, I didn't have the opportunity because I had the kids every day for 6 weeks. Every time I'd get myself back into it, something would happen, basically, for the past 6 months. And then a couple of weeks ago, I hurt my foot, literally 2 days after I'd been for my first run in months, and I loved it. It felt great. I was like, finally. And then I couldn't even do that. I have been doing regular yoga, weekly yoga, since September, and loving it. I love how yoga makes me feel. I love the pace of it. It feels like I'm doing something for my future self. Like, I'm building up a strength and flexibility that is gonna keep me being the most active grandma that there is in 30 years' time. Like, weekly yoga, 2 times a week now if I can, and do yoga on a Monday, Pilates on a Wednesday, and if I can't do either of those, I'll replace it with like a pay-as-you-go yoga session somewhere else. So yoga / Pilates twice a week is kind of where I've been at recently, and it's been great. I'm really enjoying it, no plans to stop. However, I've really noticed the lack of cardio and the lack of like intense exercise. I don't think exercise needs to be intense to be valuable and to be good. Like, some of my yoga sessions are so slow and calm, but they're still really good for you, right? But I think for me personally, and the way my brain works and the way my body works, I need that intense exercise. I need to tire out my body and my brain. I'm like a dog. I need to be worked every day. Well, not every day, but enough in the week that by the time I get to bed, I feel it and I'm tired and I can go to sleep and I can get good sleep, and my brain just basically doesn't have the energy to go to the bad place. I feel like that's how it works for me. The more exercise I do, the less energy my brain has to do the things I don't want it to do. That's it. So a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't in the best place. I struggled a little bit mentally in the past few weeks. Had a big chat with Mr. Penrose about it, like let it all out, just how I was feeling about myself and my body and what I've been doing, how I feel compared to how I felt at other points this year. And he just went, "It just sounds like you need to do some cardio, love." And I was like, I think you might be right. I think that might be it. Obviously, I can't run at the moment. But for me, I also get the same kind of knackered out, high intensity feeling from weight training as well, from properly lifting weights. So I've come to the gym today and I'm going to just do a basic full body, a little bit of everything, low weight, high rep, see where I'm at workout. and I might spend some time on the bike. I didn't get on with the bike here before because it's one of those fancy like screenless bikes and you connect your phone, but I hadn't got the app or something, and it just felt really complicated to set up, and I couldn't be bothered to work out how to set it up at the time. But I might look into that because that's cardio that doesn't have any impact on my foot, so I can do it. But we'll see how I get on with just doing the weights, because it's been a long time since I've lifted weights. So I have been able to maintain a decent amount of my strength through yoga. I can still do push-ups like on my knees. I managed to maintain a decent amount of strength, but I just used to love how it would make me feel. Lifting weights would always make me feel like really in touch with my femininity. It would always make me feel like a strong woman, and I loved that feeling. So I'm gonna do that today. And I'm quite scared. There's absolutely nothing to be scared of. So I'm not gonna film the whole workout because that's boring. But I'm gonna do a little stretchy warm up. I'm gonna do some barbell hip thrusts, like glute bridge hip thrusty things, get the glutes. I'm gonna do, everything is gonna be, what's it called? I'm not gonna do any like single-sided isolated lower body because of my foot, but just some hip thrusts. I may or may not squat. It depends on how my feet feel. But if not, I might do something on the cables. I don't know. I'm gonna do some lat pull downs. I love those. They make my upper body feel amazing. Some dumbbelly things, some shoulder raisey things. Very professional. And yeah, just do what feels right. Get my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put on a Vlogmas because I've got so many Vlogmases to watch, so yay. And I'm just gonna do it. I just want to feel good again. Just want to feel normal. I just want to feel level and balanced. That is the aim. Earlier on this year, I was talking a lot about consistency, not perfection, and I still stand by that. However, I think I fell into the trap of consistency became my new perfection. And if I wasn't being consistent, I was like seeing myself as a failure, the same way I was if I wasn't being perfect. So yes, consistency, not perfection, but just be careful. Okay? Just doing something is enough, whether that's 3 times a week, 1 time a week, just giving it a go. Just that's enough, okay? I also watched far too much fitness influencer YouTube, and though I wasn't really comparing myself, it just became a little bit obsessive, and that's not okay. Like, it became my entire personality, and everything was about going to the gym and eating enough nearly fell over, eating enough protein. And if that's your vibe, if that makes you happy, great, do it. But it wasn't making me happy. Oh, they've got new things. That's how long it's been since I've been here. I wanted one of those. Amazing. How do you even use it though? Kind of looks like some of the things we saw in Amsterdam, if you know what I mean. Good evening. I'm going to have to multitask the evening segment today because on Tuesdays it's swimming and we don't get back till what is now 6:05, which means I've got an hour to do everything. And normally I would do like, I just do the kids some pasta because they're very hungry with a sauce from the freezer. However, my stash is gone. I have no freezer stash. So this week I will make the freezer stash. Like, I always gaslight myself about how long it takes to make cheese sauce. It's quicker than it takes for the pasta to cook. So, and I've got some roast chicken in the fridge, and I'll do them some broccoli. And I think tonight me and Mr. Penrose are going to have pulled pork on roast sweet potatoes, like jacket potatoes, but sweet potato. Oh, my hair. Oh my goodness. Sweet potatoes, and then some kind of green veg, some sauerkraut, some kimchi, just like healthy stuff. I'm hungry. I am very, very hungry, so I'm going to get that on the go now as well. Dashing through the snow. I did smash down a cheeky little sandwich when I got back from between school run and going to swimming, but I don't think it was enough. I'd forgotten the energy that it uses to exercise significantly. Speaking of which, shall we? The gym went all right in the end, I think. I was quite surprised at what I could do. I could still lift more than I thought I could. I did, however, not think about the fact that when I'm like standing and doing my bicep curls and my shoulder raises, you're using your feet to like balance. It's like you're grounding. It's where your like strength comes from. And so you're constantly, like the muscles in your feet are constantly doing lots of little micro adjustments to maintain your like steadiness whilst doing the things. And I think that had quite an effect on my foot. And I was like, Laura, why didn't you just do these sitting down? So that was a bit silly of me. So I switched to doing sitting down versions and a couple of these. And then I did 10 minutes on the bike. It was quite good. I quite enjoyed it. And actually I liked there not being like a screen and a thing, because in the end, I don't really need to know how fast I'm going. I don't need to know how many calories I'm burning. I don't need to know how long I've been doing it. I can see that it's been 10 minutes from the clock. So it was actually quite refreshing, and I actually figured out how to use the bike properly, and there's like a resistance wheelie thing on it. So it was good. It was just 10 minutes, but I got my heart rate up. I could feel it in my quads. I got a little bit of a sweat on, and it felt nice. It's still nowhere near as good as running. But I could feel how like, well, I'm using all the same muscles that I would be using running, and I'm, you know, maintaining fitness. So when I am ready to run again, it's not going to be like starting from complete scratch. Obviously, I'm going to have to be super careful with my foot, and I may go and see my physio before I start running again, just to have everything checked, and for him to give me some like strengthening exercises and stuff. I was talking to my friend at swimming today as well, who does acupuncture, and she was saying how, because I was kind of hoping she'd say she'd be able to fix all my problems with some acupuncture, but she was saying how when it's the injury that I've got, really it just needs time, but she's like, the acupuncture can help with the flow of energy to the area. I still don't know how I feel about this. Part of me is extremely skeptic. Part of me is like, I fully believe in magic. And she makes it sound like really interesting and intriguing. And so I'm kind of like, well, I mean, I could give it a go. I think it just depends how much it will cost. Yeah, I'm really glad I went to the gym in the end. I'm really glad that I kind of got that first one out the way. So tomorrow I won't be exercising, and Thursday I'll either go to the gym again or I'll book yoga somewhere. I'd like to do, there's a beautiful little yoga studio in a village near where I live. It's gorgeous, it's small, there are no mirrors, and like every time I've gone to a class there, everybody's skill level has been very kind of on par with mine. But there's another one that I go to in a bigger town near where I live, but it's like full mirrors, and I've struggled with that quite a bit. And also the skill level of the people who attend that class is significantly higher than mine is. And I know it's not about that. I know nobody else cares how good I am. No one's looking at me. Everyone's focusing on themselves. But it is definitely still something I struggle with. But I really like yoga, and I'm kind of like, I'm just trying to think, like, do I just not go to that studio that I still find a bit triggering, or do I just keep going until it no longer triggers me anymore? Do I just keep up with it? I don't know. I might see if I can get a session at my the yoga at the studio near me, and if not, I'll look into the other one, because I'm like, come on, Laura, you've got to get over it eventually. You've got to practice what you preach. You know, I stand here saying, you know, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, and it's only about how you feel about yourself and all this kind of stuff, and I still struggle to practice it. And that's okay. That's normal. Maybe it'll always be a problem for me. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be fine. So whilst I was editing this afternoon, I got quite a bit done on Mr. P's, what's it even called? Cardigan. I picked up the left side, did the short rows. I'm on the increases now. And now, like, it feels like it's going much quicker, because obviously when you're doing something for the first time, it takes a lot longer because you're double checking the instructions. Second time now, it's going much quicker, and I think I will be joined and then increasing and just, yeah, basically back and forth stockinette for ages, which is perfect. Thank you. It still needs more flour. Does anybody else make little sound effects when they're cooking? Or is it just me? Thank you for the suggestions for my Advent blanket project. Oh my goodness, you've spoiled me. So many amazing options. Loads of people saying Attic 24. And yes, I've heard of this designer before, and I've had a look through, and I think there is one of hers, one of the Ripple blankets basically that I've got saved. But then I also received a link, well, a suggestion for, I think it's called the Renoir Ripple, and it's by a designer I'd never heard of, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I have a fingering weight crochet corner to corner blanket on the go that's in like crochet version of moss stitch. And it's just like what I do with my scraps. It's got my last 2 Advents in it. It's got my everything left over from my Sweet Shop, my Stellas, everything. And I love it. And I call it my ugly blanket because there's just no rhyme or reason to it. And it's just a mishmash of everything. And I love it. Secret ingredient in my cheese sauce. Well, it's not my secret ingredient. I learnt it from my mother-in-law. Half a chicken stock cube, or a veggie stock cube if you prefer. We'll just chuck that in there. And then my own personal addition is I make my sauce half with milk, half with bone broth, just to really up. My pan's too hot. Just to really up the protein and the nutrition of the cheese sauce. Just a little mum hack for you there. Plus it tastes really good. And I really love working on this kind of moss stitch blanket, and this Renoir Ripple is like the kind of chevron blanket, but it looks like it's in that same moss stitch. And I just love the way it looks. I love the fabric. I love working it. I already know it. I just don't know how to make it zigzaggy, not striping. I'm guessing it's increasing and decreasing is my thoughts. Maybe you do like 3 in one space and then just 1 in 3. I don't know, but it's currently a toss-up between one of the Attic 24 blankets and the Renoir blanket. The Renoir blanket doesn't have a contrast stripe running through it, so I still really like the look of it. But also the Renoir blanket I think is written for, I don't think it's DK, so I might have to do some adjusting. I don't know, but I can very much see myself. Do I even have a 4mm hook? I don't think I do. I might need to order a crochet hook. But yes, keep the suggestions coming. If you have any more ideas, pop them in the first episode if they come to you between now and then. I really appreciate it, honestly. It's one of the biggest perks of having the online audience community that I have. I never have to Google anything. I can just like get peer-reviewed, like real life, genuine recommendations from you guys. So yes, thank you very much. I'm thirsty. I need a beverage. Note to self, I need to get myself a little thermos mug so I can take my tea to swimming lessons with me. Jeez. Before I went to university, my mum taught me how to make cheese sauce. And I remember at the time thinking, why are you trying to teach me this, Mum? Like, I'm ever going to make cheese sauce. But you know what? I'm glad she did. Because I make a really good cheese sauce now. It never has lumps in it. Oh, she's thick. That is a thick sauce. Oh, geez. Oh, that is delicious though. I'm just gonna loosen it up a little bit. Careful, P, don't touch it. No. P's showing the elf her iPad. Is your elf winning the race, hun? She's winning because she's on the McLaren. No, don't touch it. She won't have her magic. She won't be able to fly home tonight.
Boring, boring.
A beautiful baby boy. Born in a barn.
Born in a barn. A Bethlehem barn.
A bundle of Christmas joy.
The owls were hooting. The clocks were doodling. And Jesus was born in a barn.
Born in a barn. A Bethlehem barn. A bundle of Christmas joy. Where's the chicken gone? I think for the first time ever I got the perfect amount of pasta.
Hot.
Feeling hot. That is top-notch cheesy pasta. Kids, you're very lucky.
Birds are waking. A new door's breaking.
A new door was breaking. A new dawn was breaking.
A new door's breaking.
It's like when the dawn is breaking, it means a new day. It's like when the sun comes up. It's not like the stable door was broken. Unfortunately, much to everybody's disappointment, I don't have 2 equally sized sweet potatoes. So I'm not going to bake them. I'm going to chip them. Jesus was born in a barn. Don't be scared of olive oil, friends. It's very good for you. I also don't ever put any salt on my sweet potato. Like when I'm cooking it, I put it on afterwards, but that extra salt just keeps them soggy and they don't get crispy. No way. I can air fry this? My bedroom is in absolute state, but I can't even be bothered to get up and shut the wardrobe. Huge pile of clean washing, huge pile of dirty washing. I haven't made the bed. And the kitchen still needs to be tidied. And Mr. Penrose just got home. It's all kicking off. I should probably greet him before we chat. Husband! You alright, my love? I'm just filming my evening segment. Can you get paprika tea? I feel like that would be really nice. Like, what's paprika made from? Red peppers, isn't it? It's just smoked red pepper. So no, maybe that would be weird. But I just got a waft of paprika and I was like, that would make such nice tea. So I'm going to sign off here because I am absolutely pooped. I'm trying really hard to not like get in my head about how much I'm filming and like what each video is like. I'm about halfway through the edit for this one, so we'll see if it gets done tonight. It might be tomorrow. But I'm just trying to keep it chill. Obviously, I never like hold myself to a particular amount of filming. If I need to take a day off, I do. But it's always a bit of an adjustment getting into the whole daily vlogging thing. But I haven't got my phone. Can I see it on my watch? What time's my nail appointment? 12:30. Okay, so tomorrow morning we can have a nice, quiet, at home, sort the washing out, tidy up, get the house back to normal. And yeah, I just need a bit of a house admin day, I think. It was on my list of things to do today, but just working and then food shop just took longer than I thought it would. I mean, I could in theory do the washing this evening. Am I going to? No. I draw the line. Like learning to just let my evenings be my evenings and enjoy the downtime and the time with Mr. Penrose, maybe get an early night. It just makes me so much more productive in general. Maybe I'll do a little bit of washing folding whilst I'm editing. That was probably a good idea because Mr. P's home now, so I can't work on his cardigan. But I do need to get a bow on the go tonight. But thank you so much for joining me again for just another day in December. Just as a reminder, folks, don't let Vlogmas get you down. Please don't compare your life to others on the internet. If you're watching Vlogmases and it's making you feel bad about yourselves, stop. You can always come back and watch them another time or just not watch them at all. So just remember, it's a highlight reel. Not that there are particularly any highlights today. It was just a normal day in my life. Did some work, did the food shop, went to the gym. That was it. Made a cheese sauce. Very festive. But thank you for being here again. I will see you all tomorrow for another quiet day in my life. There really isn't very much exciting things happening this week. Not until the weekend anyway. My in-laws are staying with us for the weekend. We've got a big family Christmas party on Saturday. I don't know how much of that I'll film because it's Mr. P's side of the family who I don't know as well, and filming in front of them would probably be weird. But it's also the very last Grand Prix on Sunday. And yeah, nothing huge, nothing major, nothing too crazy, which is good. I'm also doing that, oh, is it festive enough? Should I be doing special Christmassy things all the time? And special Christmassy things are lovely, but if you're going to tune into somebody's life every single day of the month, then it's expected, I think, that it's just more normal life. And that's what I like about Vlogmas. I don't watch them expecting it to be Christmas vibes every single day. That would be too much. That would be a bit ick, let's be honest. It's just the normal day-to-day life. Okay, so I've given myself my little Vlogmas pep talk. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Good night. Go and fold that pile of washing, guys. I'm not going to, but you should.
The Christmas lights fill the city. There are people.
Oh dear. That's a DNF, isn't it?
Yes, DNF. They both are.
McLaren DNF. And a Ferrari DNF.
Car safety, save the people.
Oh, are you the safety car?
Yeah.